30th March 2011, Mohali. I was there. I did not sleep for 3 nights. There was tension and excitement. It was all getting to me. I was nervous, very nervous. Such was the occasion. Not only was it the big clash between the two not so friendly neighbors, but it was also a World Cup semi-final. The stakes were high, very high. The who's who of the country were present in Chandigarh that day, from Prime Minister Manmohan Singh to his Pakistani counterpart Yusuf Raza Gilani, from Sonia and Rahul Gandhi to Amir Khan and Deepika Padukone. The streets were chock-a-block. The shutters were down. It almost felt like a national holiday. It was bigger than that. It was India versus Pakistan. Virender Sehwag gave India a blitzkrieg start, smashing the best bowler of the tournament till then, Umar Gul, for 5 consecutive fours in the 3rd over of the match. That gave India the early momentum and the ascendancy in the match. The little master Sachin Tendulkar, although not at his best, top scored in the match as India went on yet again to beat their arch rivals by 29 runs. The crowd went berserk. The nation erupted. There were celebrations all night, from the gateway of India to India Gate. It was frenzy like not seen before. Hello and welcome to News 9 Digital. I am Nikhil Narayan and I am the cricket data analyst looking at the numbers ahead of the marquee clash in the 2021 World T20 on Sunday. I will try and decode for you through numbers this great rivalry between India and Pakistan in ICC events. However, the question really is, can we even call this a rivalry? Given India's stunning record against Pakistan in ICC events, any India-Pakistan clash at an ICC event seems more like a national side versus a school team contest. Just look at the numbers. India has won 14 out of the 17 encounters. Yes, 14 out of the 17 encounters between the two teams in ICC events. India has annihilated them 7-0 in the 50-over World Cup and hold a 5-0 head-to-head in the World T20. Wow! However, Pakistan has won 3 of the 5 matches in the ICC Champions Trophy. The most famous one, of course, being the 2017 final at the Oval in London. What? Wait a minute. How did that happen? That encounter can best be described as an aberration. India had thrashed Pakistan by 124 runs in a group game in Birmingham and were favourites to win the title. But Pakistan had a trump card who they had not yet unleashed on India, and his name was Fakhar Zaman. The left-hander had made his ODI debut in the CT itself and was an unknown quantity. He did not play in the group game against India. He counter-attacked and took India by surprise in the final. His stunning 114 rendered the Indian bowling completely ineffective. Also, very significantly, 2 of India's champion spinners on the day, Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja, had a rough day and went for a combined 137 runs in just 18 overs. The rest is history. But exceptions don't make the norm. And the norm is that India have dominated Pakistan in ICC World events in a manner which is startling, given the stakes of the match and the historic rivalry between the two nations. Right from the first match between the two sides, the first ICC match at the SCG in the 1992 World Cup, when player of the match Sachin Tendulkar's unbeaten 54 of 62 deliveries from the number 5 position propelled India to 216, which proved enough to win by 43 runs, to Ajay Jadeja's cameo in the quarter-final in 1996 in Bengaluru, where he hammered one of the best bowlers in the world, the Yorker specialist Waqar Younis, for sixes and fours in the death overs, to again Tendulkar's brilliant 98 of just 75 deliveries, including that famous uppercut of Shoaib Akhtar in Centurion in 2003, to the historic bowlout in Durban in 2007 and the subsequent win in the final, courtesy a masterstroke by skipper Dhoni to introduce the unknown Joginder Sharma in the last over. India and Pakistan have played some memorable encounters in the World Cups, which includes ODI World Cups and World T20s. But all of them have been won by India. Yes, that is the common thread. India leads the head-to-head 12-0. Yes, I will repeat that, 12-0. The question that needs to be answered then is, why this skewed rivalry? Pakistan were amongst the two top teams in the world in the 1990s, with a world-class team comprising of Imran Khan, Wasim Akram, Waqar Younis, Inzamam Ulaq, Mohammad Yusuf, Ijaz Ahmed, Saeed Anwar, Mushtaq Ahmed, Saqlain Mushtaq, Rawalpindi Express, Shoaib Akhtar, and two world-class all-rounders in Azhar Mahmood and Abdul Razak. India, barring a few players including the great Tendulkar, did not boast of a world-class unit till the early 2000s. Then how did India still manage to beat Pakistan in 1992 Sydney when Pakistan won the World Cup, 96 Bengaluru and 99 Manchester when Pakistan made to the final, and also in 2003 Centurion? I think what happened was that Pakistan crumbled under pressure and the burden of expectation from its fans back home. Any India-Pakistan encounter is big and means a lot to millions of Indians in India and all over the world. But it is even bigger and holds more value in Pakistan. They have to beat India at any cost. If you ask them, beating India in a World Cup or winning the trophy, I can bet my life a majority of the fans will choose the former, beating India. For them, beating India is everything. Such is the relationship they have with our country, and such is the geopolitics and the history of the two countries. The Pakistan team knows that if they lose to India, heads will roll, there will be processions back home, and the effigies, and in some instances, even houses will be burnt. And they succumb to this pressure. But how have the two teams fared overall in WT20 matches? Here also the numbers tell us that India have the better record and a higher win percentage in the World T20. This means that not only has India dominated Pakistan in the tournament, but overall also has done better vis-a-vis other teams. India were the champions in 2007, finalists in 2014 and the semi-finalists in 2016. Pakistan won the competition, beating Sri Lanka in the final at Lord's in 2009. Not surprisingly, India also has a marginally better record in the knockout matches of the World T20, which means that India has a bigger big match temperament. It would also be interesting to match these teams on the overall T20 record and see how they have fared in the last few years. India have the best win-loss ratio in T20I cricket history. Yes, the best. They have won 89 of the 145 matches they have played in the format for a win-loss ratio of 1.816. Pakistan has the second best win-loss ratio amongst all major teams. They have won 106 of the 177 matches in their T20I history and have a win-loss ratio of 1.682. Even on form, India is the better side. India has the best win-loss ratio of 2.32 in the world since 2016. In this period, they have won 58 of the 88 matches they have played. Even more significantly, they have not lost a major T20I series since Feb 2019. That is how good India has been in T20I cricket under Virat Kohli. Pakistan, on the other hand, have the second best win-loss ratio since 2016 of 1.85, but have lost to 5 different nations in this time frame, at least once since 2019. They have lost against South Africa, Sri Lanka, England, Australia and New Zealand. India also, and not surprisingly, has the better batting unit and by some margin between the two sides. While the mega contest on Sunday will be between Virat Kohli and Babar Azam, India also boasts of the likes of Rohit Sharma, the IPL run machine KL Rahul, who is the highest run getter in the IPL since 2018, Rishabh Pant, Surya Kumar Yadav. Pakistan just have one more world-class batsman in the 11, wicketkeeper batsman Mohammad Rizwan. It is not surprising to see India having the higher batting average and higher batting strike rate in the format since 2018, which tells us that India not only has batsmen who are more prolific run scorers but also are the more aggressive batting unit. Pakistan has always been known for the world-class fast bowlers and to an extent spinners they have produced. The likes of Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis, Shoaib Akhtar, Mushtaq Ahmed, Saqlain Mushtaq. And it is thus not surprising at all to see that they have a better bowling strike rate and economy rate. But what is interesting is that the difference in the wicket-taking prowess is not much between the two units, which is a testimony to the world-class Indian bowling arsenal which has grown in the last 4 to 5 years. But here is the startling fact. Pakistani fast bowlers have a combined bowling strike rate of 19.3 and economy rate of 8.14 since 2018. Their Indian counterparts have done better and have a strike rate of 18.6 and economy rate of 8.2 in the same time frame. What does this mean? This means that the Indian fast bowlers have been marginally better than the Pakistani pacers, both in terms of wicket taking and restricting the opposition in the last 3.5 years. That is a big surprise. Pakistan has not lost in the UAE since 2016, but the Indian players also have experience of playing in the Emirates, having tested their skills recently in IPL 2020 and IPL 2021. So, keeping all these above factors in mind, if we do a predictive analysis of the two teams, it is India which has a 63% chance of winning the big match on the 24th of October against Pakistan in Dubai. Yes, 63%. So based on the past record of the two teams in T20Is, ICC tournaments, their batting and bowling strengths and recent form, India will start as overwhelming favourites come Sunday the 24th of October. So far it is 12-0 for India in World Cups, the 50 over World Cup and the World T20. 1 billion Indians will hope that the trend continues and the unlucky 13 does not go against the country on Sunday. As for me, I hope I get some sleep. Thank you and see you on Sunday. And for more on the T20 World Cup and other news from across the world, do subscribe and keep watching News 9. Thank you.